Gonna tell you a story about Upton, Mass. Back in 1965. I had just received my driver's license. A little late because I got in trouble and they withheld it. So we used to hang from town to town. Upton is probably 3 towns from Bellingham, and we went dancing up in Uxbridge, the next town over, just before Upton, and yeah, I met a lot of people, and somehow I pulled down a driveway, and there was this cute little blonde girl, and she was inviting and very sexually charged, and telling me stories about, I don't know, being broke in with by some guy with a 9-incher, you know, and oh, she was just so thrilled about that, right? we were young, we weren't really getting much, and so, you know, I started going out with her, hanging out with her, and I'm like, wow, this is different, and before too long, my friends were asking me if they could have some, and I was like, why not? You know, so I was like sharing her with everybody. Now you walk in the house, it's like a little hillbilly place, and little brother Bobby kick you in the balls as soon as you walk in. The mother looked like, you know, a witch, you know, with yellow teeth, and the old man was always drunk on wine, and we'll show you a picture of that factory that Joe worked in. So I would, you know, pick Pat up and, you know, have sex everywhere. My friend Chuck borrowed her without asking me, and I was really pissed. And they come out of the woods near the high school, and the whole football team was there, and Charlie was kind of embarrassed, you know, but he'll tell that story. And, you know, I'm not knocking her because I have seen her growing up. And, but back then she was different, like trailer trash, you know, and I would drive up at night, and I would sneak her out of the house, out the window, in her nightgown, and go frolic. And I got my friend Steve Gray that night in a garage that we had gotten, was a shed. My father towed it to our house and made a garage out of it, and my car broke down. So, you know, Joe was having his first sexual encounter with Pat. And here I am, I'm on the phone to the mother to come and get the daughter because my car broke down. And they weren't even angry. I mean, you've never seen people, you walk in the house and they invite you in, like, oh, okay, you come to get a little nookie, huh? I was like, whoa. I mean, you never seen anything like this in your life, and it was incredible. But let me bring you to the day I fought Donnie Quinn over Pat the Whore up at the Upton Inn. There's a picture of it right there. So one day, you know, Donnie Quinn was a California kid. He came from California. He had earrings more than most of us here, you know. And he had gotten lime in his eye as a kid, so it was kind of like gray with no pupil. I mean, the poor guy. He was an okay guy. I didn't hate him or anything, but he wanted Pat bad. He wanted Patty. And Gert Wharton was with me, and from my neighborhood, and we went up behind the Upton Inn. He would not let me get out of fighting him to win Pat the Whore, and I didn't really want to make people bleed, but I could fight, and so we squared up, and I'm banging Donnie, banging him. And skinny, fast as lightning, and you know, he's got that bad eye, and I just kept going, doing, yeah, doing. The guy was all blood, mouth was blood, and you know, I just finally looked at him, and I said, Donnie, you can have her, man. It's not worth it. You can have her. Pat is yours. And that was the end of that. I mean, I've never had anything in my life happen like that. I remember we've been in, you know, kind of little scuffles over girls and stuff like that, but I've never stood square up and said, okay, winner take all. Oh boy, what a life. So I lost Pat the whore. No, I can't tell you her name because the people of Upton would know the family, and so I don't think he married her. I never knew what happened after that because I went the opposite direction, probably 10 towns further. I was all over the place. Well, that's the story of fighting Donnie Quinn over Pat the whore.